Basketball.
Basketball.
Oh, skip.
Welcome to Sam's Big Fucking Sports Show. My special guest today is Professor Chadwick, Master of Fantasy Strategy. He's going to lay it all on the line for us today.
Champion of the 4QB system. All right, we're going to review some of last week's games.
Let's do it to it! Whoosh. Whoosh. All right. Last week, we have got to lead off with this.
The number one team,
Where were we at?
Sean, losing to the Drunks. The Drunks stumbling to victory in this one.
That was...
You want to start it over?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
We're good. So the Drunks won in spite of themselves, and I think this says more about Sean's team without Peyton Manning than it does about Jesper's team just regardless. I think it shows that Sean without Peyton Manning is the same old hungry for shit.
Fair enough. Drunks playing two strong quarterbacks. Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees. A little 2-3 punch on that top tier line of quarterbacks.
I will give Sean this, though. Picking up Jason Campbell was a stud move, and it was about the only thing that saved him at the QB position this week.
Cut his old favorite, Terrell Pryor.
That was a shame. I like Terrell Pryor. God, I like the cut of his jib. He's got a future. All right, moving along. Sha-sha-sha. Whoosh.
To the blowout bowl.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So Chris, maybe you should start less players next week, okay? Some of us here can't put a whole roster together.
3 of your players would have beaten Ryan last week. If you had just played your 2 quarterbacks plus Andre Johnson, you would have scored more points than Ryan's entire team did. There's overkill, and then there's the mercy rule. I think that Chris needs to start thinking about that. I think he should think long and hard about that and feel guilty. He should feel bad. I personally checked the records books, Chad.
Toppled that high score.
Destroyed it. 30 points higher than the previous high score since the Super Awesome League moved to 10 teams. Or as we call it, the modern era.
Woo.
Sha-sha-sha. Whoosh.
All right, our next game is the Monday night comeback between Pat and Troy.
That game do anything for you?
No. They're both middle-of-the-road teams. They'll probably both make the playoffs. Lose first round? Both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sha-sha-sha. Whoosh.
Down goes Rogers!
The Bears!
Oh! What a game! What a game!
What a game. Ditka!
Channeling the spirit of Ditka! McClellan taking him down. Cheers to you, McClellan!
Ah, Clownin. Now, here's the thing. I gotta know, is Berger feeling good or bad right now? Because he lost his number 1 pick. The number 1 pick overall in the draft. Probably the only thing that was keeping him alive this season.
Yep.
And now he had his forced to draft Seneca Wallace. But his personal favorite team, the Bears, won and took out their hated rival. He's got to feel conflicted right now.
Crippling their hated rival.
I think that
Emotion. A lot of emotion.
So what we're saying, Berger,
I won a game. Ba, 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 ba.
if you need to cry your heart out, go do it somewhere else because we really don't care. Don't care about you. No, that's not you. Go if you need to cry your heart out. Come on to the forums. We'll give you some sympathy.
Down goes Rogers. Number 1 pick. Also, number 2 pick, Cobb. I don't think he's playing, is he? No.
Oh, no, but his number 3 pick's doing pretty good. Arian Foster, last time I checked, is
Starting his backup.
Oh. You know what?
4. I wonder who he picked 4. I know Jacoby Jones spent some time out in the 5 spot.
At least he's good looking. At least you're good looking, Berger. Moving on. Whoosh. Sha-sha-sha. Whoosh.
All right, and final review is the kibosh getting put on the ass kickers.
Oh! I demand an immediate rematch, Commissioner.
Granted, immediate rematch, rivalry week.
That was bullshit. Oh my God. Tony Romo throws for like 4 yards in the first half and then like 20 touchdowns in the second half. Bullshit.
Finishes with a nice 30 spot, as well as other performance with.
I had a solid game.
Andrew Luck.
Solid game.
Slightly
I did good. 214 points. Solid, good game. I deserve to win that. I'm getting better, but not better fast enough.
Heartbreaker for the team at the bottom. But he can turn it all around this week by winning.
And I'm going to. And I'm going to tell you how after this. Whoosh. Sha-sha-sha.
Oh yeah.
Ever, what?
Severely sunburned myself. Perhaps second-degree sunburns.
I just remember you in Hawaii. That was the... Oh, God. You know, for every much I laughed at your sunburn in Hawaii, though, I got it back to me tenfold on my honeymoon. Because... I'll tell you that story later. That was bad.
You still filming for this whole thing?
Oh, yeah. This is all... Oh, yeah. We didn't cut it all. This is all going to be in.
Perfect.
First up, we have a matchup I always like. Chad, I always like it when you play Jesper.
Rivalry week.
That's right. Rivalry week is... It's so exciting. It's magic time for all of us.
Week 10, playoff push.
That jersey looks terrible on you, by the way.
Love it. Just brings out the red in my eyes.
Oh, it's hideous. Bowman sucks.
Rivalry week.
Whoosh. First one we got. The Cleveland Steamers and Chad against Jesper and the Copenhagen Drunks. The computer has this at a 20-point spread or thereabouts. Chad, you're already off to a good start.
I'll take the spread. Can I have an extra 20 as well? Because I'm going to need it.
You know what? I will give you that extra 20. I will not take the spread. I'll take the Drunks and giving you 20 points because, yeah, Griffin had a good game, but every other matchup you have...
I really wanted a 40 spot.
Oh, it's hideous. It's hideous. You got Steven Jackson starting for you at running back. You got...
Yep.
Oh,
God. At running back.
You've got your dynamic duo of Dalton and Green, but they're playing Denver. Oh, man.
Should be a good game for them. Denver has a terrible pass defense.
And don't you have a couple people rolling into Baltimore, the statistically most difficult place to play an away game?
Yeah, but Dalton didn't do badly for me last week.
Say that without breaking your voice now.
Yeah. If you put something more than -8, I'll be happy because that's an improvement from last season.
Doom.
I got Ben Tate starting. Feeling pretty good about that against Arizona, and they're really stout on defense. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, keep drinking. It's not going to help. Oh, that is good scotch.
Scotch. I love scotch.
Here it goes down into my belly. Scotch. Let's sip at that scotch. Let's sipping. For all the children watching at home, scotch is delicious.
It fills my belly with warmth.
Fills my heart with warmth. Whoosh.
Rivalry week 10.
All right, well, God, this is huge. All right, Chris versus Berger. Chris coming off the highest score in Super Awesome League history. Berger, the previous owner of that record, our two-time defending champion. Although I gotta say, I'm kind of questioning Berger's character as he appears to have switched teams. I know he used to be a Bears fan.
Saw a Packers sticker on the back of his window.
I know.
Back of his car. He's driving around proudly with it.
He's got Rodgers, and then he picks up Seneca Wallace, Randall Cobb. He's
all in on the Packers. All in on the Packers.
Cheesehead. Total cheesehead.
So I'd say we put the over-under at about, what, 650? 650 and a half?
At least. Well, that's not what the computer's doing. Yahoo, in their infinite wisdom, is saying 441, and I'm going to take the under. Chris is not going to repeat that phenomenal performance, and Berger, neither is Berger. Berger is on the way down. They're both going to underperform this week. I don't trust Jay Locker.
No. Don't trust Wallace. Don't trust Foles.
I do think Berger is going to win, though, because Seneca Wallace is going to do well. Not that he's a good quarterback, but Matt Flynn proved that a trained chicken can throw for touchdowns in the system that Green Bay has set up. It's a system offense there. It doesn't matter who's throwing it, as long as somebody is. Seneca Wallace is going to do just about as good as Aaron Rodgers is doing. I like Berger to win, but I'll take the under. Both teams, they're not both going to reach their projected scores.
Well, that's where I'm going to have to disagree because I'm clearly going to take Chris on this one. His team is built far better for this week than Burgers. Really, it's going to come down to both of their teams are going to be posting negative numbers out of their quarterbacks, which is going to be crippling. So probably that highest scoring player on their team is going to be that team defense. And I like San Francisco bottling up at home, bottling up Cam Newton and his Panthers, opposed to Cincinnati going into Baltimore and getting a lot of points. I don't know about that. I heard Flacco's an elite quarterback, won a Super Bowl MVP or something, but is really a terrible fantasy player. I like Chris in this game. I'm taking the over.
Burger in the under.
Whoosh. Coming back with Josh and Sam here.
Thank you so much, Josh.
Rivalry game. You know, we wanted to make sure Sam was happy and have his immediate rematch after his crippling loss last week.
I have five number one running backs on my roster.
Spread on this game is pretty close. It's 3.5. I'm really torn on where to go on this game. I feel like I should take the spread and give the points to Josh because Sunday Night Football, Tony Romo is going to score a lot of points. They're not going to win. Dallas isn't very good.
He is going up against New Orleans, and they're going to crush Dallas. The Cowboys will be ground into dust.
New Orleans did give up the most passing yards ever last year as defense, I think. I think so.
Shut up. I don't think so. I don't think that's right.
They've improved a little bit. I see that CJ2K is running like his name and his Madden cover deserve. He's running against Jacksonville next week. That's probably what. 4 touchdowns, 270, 280 yards. Watch out for CJ2K.
So we got Seattle going up against Atlanta. This is just okay. First of all, we got a chip on our shoulder. All right. Last year, getting kicked out of the playoffs last year by Atlanta. Seattle is just gonna roll in and crush them. And my Russell Wilson, my Seattle defense, my Earl Thomas are going to come in hard against Atlanta.
Not very good this year, but they're supposedly good at home. They might only need to score 24 points against Seattle to win. That is the magic number, it seems like. Seattle's offense. Where's Percy Harvin? Where's Percy Harvin? Come on. Late bye week?
I agree with you. Where the fuck is Percy Harvin? Your freaking knee or hip or whatever it was that got hurt. I don't care. You're not a person. You're a toy. You're a tool. You're a little action figure for our amusement. Did you know that if you subscribe to the NFL Network and you come across an NFL player on the street, you're allowed to stick them with a pin?
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
So the Josh Sam, I'm giving the points, taking the spiral. It's important to me.
You know, I'm glad you did that.
Games.
I'm glad that you're doing that, Chad, because nothing fills me with more joy than seeing you wrong. Nothing. Well, a few things.
Our next game, we got the little boys playing in the little room. It's Sean and Troy.
It's so adorable when they get together and have a play date, isn't it? We really need to get those two
permission from their mommies.
Yeah. They need to get those two together more often. They have so much in common. They get along.
But they both stand to score a lot of points. So we're putting the over-under on this game at 438.5. What do you say? Like the over on that or you like the under?
You know, I'm going to take the under. Both these teams are starting to trend downward. I think Denver and, I should say, Peyton Manning losing his coach is going to impact the team. Not a lot because Peyton Manning is basically a player coach and was basically running the team to begin with. But it's going to impact them at least a little bit. I'm going to take the under on this one. Low-scoring game.
Fair. I see Edelman got cut. Good move, Troy. Just cut Edelman away. Good to show some loyalty to at least one player out there. It's not like you have his jersey or anything. Oh, yes, you do. Whoosh. All right, last game of the week. We got Josh and Pat playing.
No, we have Ryan and Pat playing.
Probably should do that one over.
No, I think you should have a little more scotch. So, no, we got Ryan and Pat playing, and all I have to say about Ryan's Cinderella season is how the fuck is he doing this? He doesn't ever... Oh, here we go. Mystery Mystery one coming in. All right.
It's nice having 3 hands.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so Ryan doesn't update his team hardly ever, except when it's going to screw over me on the waiver wire. He doesn't post anything to the message board. He routinely starts injured players or just empty roster spots when he has people on his bench that could fill in. 90 seconds a week. 90 seconds a week, more commitment, and he would be fucking undefeated this season. How the hell is he 4-5? How does he keep winning? Look at his over-under. His opponents have outscored him by hundreds of points over the season. I've outscored my opponents, and I'm 2-7.
Still has one of the lower points against numbers, though. Still one of the lower. Because some people like myself can only put up 133 in a week.
And that's why you will never find a woman that loves you or respects you.
The only reason that he's not sitting at the very, very bottom of those numbers, or I guess is sitting at the very bottom of those numbers right now, is because of that huge 337 game. Ugh, 337. It's 200 more points than I scored against him. 200 more points.
3 of Chris's players outscored your entire team, Ryan. That makes me feel a little bit better. But the fact that happened and you're still 2 games ahead of me. And you beat me early in the season.
Me too.
Yeah.
Cheers to losing to Ryan. It's just the worst fantasy football I've ever played when it happens because I can't even get to play with a touchdown.
This is the weird season. Everything is backwards. Sean's leading everything. Troy's near the top.
Riddled with injuries. Big Spiral quietly is sitting in, second place right
Yeah,
now?
how did that happen? Wasn't he like 1 game ahead of us last week, and now all of a sudden he's 4 games ahead of us?
Also, wasn't he in 10th place the majority of the season last year? I feel like he was. And starting half your team is Cowboys. Half. 11 out of 22 starting players.
And the Cowboys suck this year! They suck! And they're doing good, bad, and you're doing good. Alright, back to Ryan and Pat. The spread's 31.5 points. What do you like, Chad?
31.5 for Pat. Pat given 31.5. He's playing Ryan. Pat can't hit his projected score. I am going to take Ryan plus the 31.5. I think Pat's winning the game. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than that line.
You know what? I'm gonna take Ryan to win this game. I don't think he's going to win by a lot. It's gonna be one of those win by 1 point. When
Pat can't hit projections. He just can't. He can't do it.
He's up. He's down.
5 quarterbacks, but
He's
he can't
up.
hit anywhere close.
He's up. He's down. I think his plug and play mentality is gonna bite him in the ass. I think that he's finally caught up with him. I don't think at his age, I don't think he has the stamina to complete a season anymore. He's like Brett Favre. He's great for about half, 2/3 of the season, and then he just then his arm turns to like a little Girl Scout, a little whip noodle, or in Pet Wizzy's case,
Too many misclickings.
yeah, he's like trying to. He just can't get to the wire fast enough.
Can't find the link.
All right, God, let's close out this travesty. Well, one more week of misery, one more video in the can. I think this went well. I want to thank my guest, the Professor Sater Chadwick, the Professor Emeritus of Fantasy Stratagems at the Laboratorium in Vegas. God, what a weird season. Rivalry week. This matters. Now it's important. Go out there, look your rival in the eye, shake their hand, and spit in their face. Because that's what it's all about, people. Good luck!